Hello friends, I am Lakshman. You're watching Learn Programming by Lucky Sir YouTube channel. In this video, you will learn a frequently asked exception handling interview questions and answers in Java. So let us discuss one by one. The first one is, what is exception? Exception is an error event that can happen during the execution of the program and abrupt its normal flow. These exceptions may rise from different kinds of situations such as wrong data entered by user, hardware failure, network connection failure, etc. Java exception handling framework is used to handle the runtime errors only. Compile time errors are not handled by exception handling framework. The next question is, what are the exception handling keywords in Java? There are four keywords used in Java exception handling. They are try keyword, catch, throw, throws, and finally. The next question is, what the difference between checked and unchecked exception in Java? Checked exception is required to be handled by compile time, while unchecked exception does not. Checked exception is direct subclass of exception, while unchecked exception are of runtime exception. Checked exception represents scenario with higher failure rate, while unchecked exception are mostly programming mistakes. The next question is, what are the examples of checked exception in Java? The checked exceptions examples are IOException, SQLException, data access exception, class not found exception. Then what are the examples of unchecked exception in Java? Some of the unchecked exceptions are null pointer exception, array index out of bound exception, arithmetic exception, illegal state exception. The next question is, tell me how to use multiple catch block in Java 7. If you are catching a lot of exception in single try block, you will notice that catch block code looks very ugly and mostly consists of redundant code to log the error. Keeping this in mind, Java 7, one of the feature was multi-catch block, where we can catch multiple exception in single catch block. So this catch block with this feature looks like in the following example. Look at in the slide where you can see catch block in the brackets IOException slash SQLException exception. The next question is, difference between throw and throws keyword in Java. Throw is used to explicitly throw an exception. Throws is used to declare an exception. Checked exception cannot be propagated with throw only. Checked exceptions can be propagated with throws. Throw is used within the method. Throws is used with the method signature. You cannot throw multiple exceptions. You can declare multiple exceptions with throws. For example, public void method throws IOExceptions, SQLException. But you cannot throw multiple exceptions by using throw keyword. The next question is, how to write custom exception in Java? We can extend exception class or any of its subclasses to create our custom or user defined exception class. The custom exception class can have its own variables and methods that we can use to pass error codes or other exception related information to the exception handler. The next question is, what is out of memory error in Java? Out of memory error in Java is a subclass of java.lang.virtual machine error, and it is thrown by JVM when it ran out of heap memory. We can fix this error by providing some memory to run Java application through Java. The next question is, what happens when exception is thrown by main method? When exception is thrown by main method, Java runtime terminates the program and print the exception message and stack trace in system console. The next question is, can we have empty catch block? We can have an empty catch block, but it is the example of worst programming. We should never have empty catch block because if the exception is called by that block, we will have no information about the exception and it will be nightmare to debug it. There should be at least a logging statement to log the exception details in console or log files. The next question is there any case when finally will not be executed? Finally block will not executed if program exists either by calling system.exit method or by causing a fatal error that causes the process to abort. The next question is, what is null pointer exception? Null pointer exception is thrown when calling the instance method of a null object, accessing or modifying the field of a null object, etc. The next question is, when is the array store exception thrown? When copying elements between different arrays, if the source or destination arguments are not arrays or their types are not compatible, then array store exception will be thrown. The next question is, what is the difference between error and exception? An error is an irrecoverable condition occurring at runtime, such as out of memory error, whereas exceptions are conditions that occur because of bad input, etc. For example, file not found exception will be thrown if the specified file does not exist. The next question is it necessary that each try block must be followed by catch block? It is not necessary that each try block must be followed by a catch block. It should be followed by either a catch block or finally block. The next question is, when throws keyword is used? If a method does not handle a checked exception, the method declare it using the throws keyword. The throws keyword appears at the end of the method signature. Next question is, how finally used under exception handling? The finally keyword is used to create a block of code that follows a try block. A finally block of code always executes whether or not an exception has occurred. The last question is, what things you should follow while creating your own exceptions in Java? The following points should be kept in mind while creating your own exceptions. The first one is, all exceptions must be a child of throwable. The second point, if you want to write a checked exception that is automatically enforced by the handle or declare rule, you need to extend the exception class. The third point, you want to write a runtime exception, you need to extend the runtime exception class. So that's all about some of the frequently asked exception handling interview questions in Java. So if you like our videos, please subscribe to our YouTube channel and share to your friends also. So thank you for visit. Have a nice day.